welcome to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. Here we have our second segment of this week, Stephen, where we're going to talk about
Man, what's my name, man? You just going right into your
I know. Aurelio Martinez, Stephen Johnson. All right?
There you go.
I'm excited for this fight because this is another good fight that we've been waiting for. And Dan Rafael of ESPN broke it out on a tweet. Regardless of where you saw it, people trying to put it on their website saying it's their business. Dan is the one that broke it out, and it's still, like you said, it's not set in stone.
Yeah.
But usually when Dan gets the word, it's you can be pretty confident it's going to happen. So I would say it's going to happen December 9th.
Now who is it?
We got Lomachenko.
Lomachenko
versus Rigondeaux.
Okay. Rigondeaux.
So it's the LomaRigo.
Well, you know what? What's one thing that we do know is set in stone is that December the 9th at the Garden. At the theater at Madison Square Garden, Lomachenko's fighting somebody in the main event.
Yeah,
it'll be televised on ESPN. We know that for sure. But like Dan Rafael broke it, and when Dan Rafael breaks the story, it's done. As far as we're concerned, it's a done deal. So that's what we're looking at December the 9th. But Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko. You know what, really, this kind of developed pretty quickly because after Lomachenko knocked out Mariaga.
Yep.
Instantly, Rigondeaux wasted no time in saying, well, why does he keep fighting these guys and he won't fight me? And I didn't think it would happen. I really didn't. Because I thought Lomachenko would know better. That's just me. But
yeah,
it seems like right now I'm in the minority. Just paying attention to a lot of my friends, they all think that Lomachenko will easily handle Rigondeaux.
Well, you know, the thing about it, I think I think what expedited this because, you know, Rigo,
he's 36 years old.
He's been on it. He's been on that fight. You know, he's been calling him out. He's been really saying, wait a minute, you know, if you're this and you're that, and you got all these pretenders saying you're pound for pound the best boxer in the world.
Yeah.
You know, you got to fight the best. You know, and he's constantly been on Lomachenko's back. And I think what expedited this fight, just like you say, his last fight with Mariaga, honestly, he didn't look that good.
No.
All he did was clown. I mean, if you like clowning, that's one thing. But he did not look good as far as someone you can say, hey, that's the pound for pound.
Yeah, why didn't he go stop him? That's what we were saying. What's he waiting for?
And when I know boxers, and when you go for the kill, and when you realize you can't kill, what do? You clown.
Yeah,
okay?
That's what I agree.
So that's...
and then you have to remember, Rigondeaux's 36. The Cubans, remember, you know, they were basically professionals till they were 30.
Exactly.
I mean, so, you know, and we said it before privately. I'll say it publicly. He says he's 36. He might be 40. I mean, that's just the way things go. But bottom line, he's 36. Lomachenko's 29. We talked about it before. Between the two of them, they have 850 amateur fights.
That's right.
Both of them 2 Olympic gold medals. Both of them 2 amateur world champions. I mean, this is the big fight. This is the big fight you know, that'll be coming up, and I can't wait to see it.
And you know what? It's good for Rigondeaux because 36, he's running out of time to get that big fight, that big payday. So now, what I'm hoping is that he actually goes into this fight, you know, with guns blazing. You know, because obviously, when you get to that age, a lot of times you're just happy to get that big fight that's going to pay you to set your family set, so you don't have to worry about you know, putting food on the table or taking care of your family. So big difference when you go into a fight. Hey, I'm going to go in there for the kill. I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to show everyone that I'm the best. So hopefully that's the attitude he takes. 36 is 36.
But I'm going to disagree. Lomachenko is the one who has a lot to prove. Rigondeaux doesn't have a lot to prove, other than the fact, like you said,
that's what I mean.
He's been waiting for the big money. So I wouldn't go guns blazing. Lomachenko has to come get him.
But what I'm saying, go to win.
He's gonna go to win. I
don't think you know, because let me kind of clarify that up. Okay. Go to win the fight and put a true effort. Don't do a Julio Cesar Chavez 2 against Canelo. Okay. Just don't do that, because obviously he took the payday, had no intentions of winning.
No. I don't think you have to worry about with Rigondeaux.
So with Rigondeaux, I'm hoping that he comes in and say, okay, if you beat me, you're going to beat me. Okay, but if you slip and try to do that antics, calling me to the corner, guess what? I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to take you out.
I don't think he has to worry about that. I don't think that Lomachenko would be able to go to the corner and say, come get me. He'll go get him. I just believe that this fight is going to be one. It's going to be a good one. Like I said, you go from the amateur pedigree to the pros. Right now, the Rigondeaux is what, 17-0.
Yep.
Lomachenko's what, 9-0, 8-0, something like that.
9-1.
9-1. Yeah, that one fight. Okay, so you have it where it's right there. Two guys that don't have a magnificent, like 36-0, none of that, but we know that they can fight. Okay, if the fight go the way that they want them to.
Now here's the key. This fight can be absolutely good and great,
or boring as hell,
or it can be boring where they're just going to do like Sugar Ray and Michael Nunn,
Yeah, just
put their head out back and just where one's going to be afraid of the other, and they're going to just be basically dancing for in the ring.
But see,
but we don't know. It could go either
that's
way.
Where if it does turn into that, Lomachenko's the big loser in it, because Lomachenko, like you said, I'm going to talk about it plenty, building up to the fight. Don't forget what you did with Mariaga. You clowned him, you showboated the whole time. Okay, here's the guy. We want to see you fight. We want to see you clown him, showboat him. We want to see what you can do.
I said it in our last segment. You don't change your style. You make the other fight. So who's going to stop the thing? For me, I'm telling you, Rigondeaux has that. Cubans we know, they have movement. Mm-hmm. They score. Very seldom do they come in focusing on a knockout. They want to showcase their style, and that's the way they're trained, okay? Mm-hmm. So I don't think that anything will change there. Lomachenko wants to prove that he's a big knockout artist. That's what he wants the world to believe. He's starting to believe the hype. He's starting to believe people that call him the best in the world, pound for pound. But what he has to realize is the people that are calling this are not boxing people. They're commentators. Well,
that's why I said this fight is one that I'm looking forward to, because if Lomachenko has the same mindset, which I think he has to have, is that he's got to look good in this fight. Rigondeaux has made a living off of making people look bad. Okay, so that's the thing.
I can't wait for this fight. I really can't.
We might have to.
Bottom line, let's do an early prediction. Who you got and why?
Well, I don't think either one of the two of them are that big of knockout artists again, upper level competition. I think it's going to go the unanimous decision in favor of Guillermo Rigondeaux.
Mm-hmm. I'm have to go the opposite of you.
Of course you are. Of course you are. If I say son, he says
no. No. I got to go with Lomachenko. That's just 36 is 36.
True.
I don't care. And boxing takes a lot to be able to fight the styles that both of these guys fight, and the movement and stuff like that. Now, granted, Lomachenko's not a young puppy anymore. He's 29, so he's getting ready to hit that 3-0. Okay, mm-hmm. So by far, you can't say he's a young pup. We got a lot of young pups that are 21, 22, and 23 coming up the pipeline. So, but still, 36, all you can think of is that big 4-0 coming up. Okay, so I think in the later rounds, Lomachenko comes in, wins the round, and I think he stops Rigondeaux in the late rounds, maybe 10-11.
Stop him?
Yeah, 10-11, 12.
I'm betting a steak dinner he don't stop. I'll bet a steak dinner on that. But you know what?
That's my early prediction. Okay,
that's right, because we got
my early prediction.
But it's funny that you mentioned that big 4-0, because in our third segment, we're going to talk about somebody that's right there at that big 4-0, and you're discounting that. Floyd's is 40 and Conor McGregor is 29. I mean, there's a very consistent parity between these two fighters we just talked about, and then Conor and Floyd. But you're discounting the 40 in one case, and in the other, it makes a big difference. So I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire on that as we get more into the fight.
Now we're gonna run this segment down, come back to our third segment, which is open discussion. Like you said, we're gonna talk about that
open
fight.
What?
Open discussion.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and we're gonna talk about that. It'll be the last week. Honestly, I'm kind of glad it's gonna be over with. And
I'll definitely be glad it's over with.
As promised last week, you guys were watching. I promised that this week I will bring a good. Come on, man!
Better than mine last week?
My man was weak last week. Very weak. Man. Okay, so I dug one out. And we'll start the segment with that, and then we'll go into our open discussion, man. You all right?
Okay, before we end the second segment, let me end like I did the first segment. Very, very happy, very proud of Terrence Bud Crawford. Very happy, very proud of our boy Mike Alvarado. Mike Alvarado, we didn't talk about him too much.
We're going to talk about that.
But he made a statement in his fight, and I think he's put himself back in the mix of all the conversations involving Top Rank. We know he's not signed with Top Rank anymore, but I think Top Rank realizes that Mike still has that star status where people want to see him. So we'll see how that goes.
We're going to talk about that in the open discussion. We're going to talk about that fight specifically, his road to a comeback, you might say.
Yeah.
So with that,